Hello there, future watchmakers. Thank you for stopping by. My name is June, and today we are going to service this French watch. Now, I'll be honest, I've never actually tinkered with a French watch before, so it will be, I think, interesting. It's called Sam. The name is Sam, the watch brand, and I don't know where it came from. I mean, it sounds like a name, like Samuel or Samantha. I have no idea, but yeah, well, this watch cost me 10 euros, which was also one of the reasons why I bought this watch. Yeah, I loved sort of hunting these cheap watches on flea market and sometimes on eBay. And I found out that this watch, this brand, actually is a sub brand of LIP, a French watchmaker, which is one of the most well known watchmakers in France. If you ever owned LIP watch, please let us know. So yeah, this is a gorgeous movement. I mean, I can't believe that I paid 10 euros for this. And this is basically a movement called R25, which was a movement designed by LIP during World War II, which makes this watch about 80 years old. Now I'm winding and I don't feel any resistance because there is a mainspring, and usually you feel the resistance as you turn, which means that mainspring is very likely broken. So I have looked up online which mainspring I should buy, and here it is on Ramft database. I just ordered it without actually disassembling the movement, and I found out that was a huge mistake, and I'll explain why later. So here it is, the winding stem coming out, and the watch seems to be pretty common, just a manual winding movement, and I don't really foresee that it will be a difficult restoration. I really like this sort of a military or field watch dials. It's very easy to read, and I really like the font as well. I see a lot of the watches from this era in mid 1940s have similar sort of font, and I always found them very attractive. So okay, so now the movement is out. I am removing the dial. There's again a residue, glue residue that I can see. So I have to probably remove it with acetone later. And as you can see now, I'm removing the balance and on the jewel, which is this like a reddish stone part on it, doesn't have Inca block. So Inca block is basically a system developed slightly later in order to protect the staff from breaking, balance staff, which is an axle. So this one does not have that. So it doesn't have any sort of a shock absorption Inca block on it. But thankfully, the balance actually moved quite freely, which is great, given that this is a very old watch. Now I'm removing the bridges and the rest of the train so I can clean them in a watch clean machine. Here's the escapement wheel coming out, and this is the pallet fork bridge and pallet fork. Compared to automatic watches or other watches with many complications, it's quite straightforward. But I still have to be careful not to damage the parts. And now I am pre-cleaning the parts in the IPA alcohol solution. And now I'm opening the barrel to check if I was right. And yes, I was this time. It's completely broken in half. As you can see, the broken part of the mainspring is with the arbor, and now I'm removing the rest. And here I found something odd. which I have not seen before. Do you see this end of the mainspring? It's actually has another piece of metal onto it, which I've never seen before, and has this ridge, protruding ridge on the top and in the bottom, which is the part of this additional metal piece. So I looked it up, and there are many different types of Mainspring-End types. I always usually work with Swiss or Japanese watches, and you can see the regular Swiss tongue end is the tongue end that I'm mostly used to, but there are so many different types, and I totally didn't think about this when I actually ordered the mainspring. So I thought I might have actually ordered a wrong mainspring. But I just kept going because I will have to check whether the mainspring works. The one that I have already ordered or not. It's too late to return it anyway. So here is the DIY watch cleaning machine that I have designed and built. And while it's cleaning, I am going to inspect the case. As you can see, it has so much corrosion. It's really corroded, and also the plating is coming off, so I decided to completely remove the chrome plating on it. And now you can see the brass base metal, which is yellowish color because it's brass. And then I will further polish it with a felt wheel and this polishing compound to make it nice and shiny before I clean and electroplate. Here it is. As you can see, it's shinier. It's not perfect, but it's a lot cleaner than before. And it's a messy process, to be honest, so I have to clean up after this process thoroughly so the desk is nice and clean again. And I would also submerge it, the case, the one that has a lot of compound residue on it, in hot distilled water and some soap. You see how dirty it is? So I run it again, actually, once more in the watch cleaning machine. And after electroplating in my bathroom, I have this little station in my bathroom where I electroplate. I have featured this on my very second video about 7 months ago, so please go check that out if you're curious about my setup. And now all the parts are done and cleaned. Okay, so this is actually when you order a watch mainspring, this is how it arrives usually in a ring like this. All you have to do is just push it into the barrel, and which is really easy, and you don't really need spring winder if you buy a new spring, so it's very convenient. And now I'm using the little barrel lid closer, or I don't know, closing tool you say, yeah, to close the lid completely. And now I assemble the watch. Put a little bit of oil. And I'm turning the screw counterclockwise because it's reverse threaded screw. So you see the trains are moving very freely and turning, which is a good sign. Here is the cannon pinion going in. And yeah, now it's time to clean the balance and the pallet fork with lighter fluid. And once they're cleaned, I align it and install the pallet bridge. Here it is. Let's check it out whether it is functional. Do you hear that? The mainspring is skipping inside the barrel because it lacks that original T-shaped mainspring end, like so. So yeah, I did order a wrong mainspring, and now I have learned a very valuable lesson here. I will not, from now on, order a mainspring without actually fully disassembling. So yeah, this one is a little bit more expensive, but I had to order it to address this problem. And here we have a really old loom. I am basically taking the old loom off the pens in the IPA bath so that it doesn't become airborne, as these old looms are very most likely radioactive material. So you don't want to inhale this in any way, and have to dispose the material safely in a separate container. So yeah, I wanted to put a new loom on it. Sort of orange color, but that actually works in the dark, as you can see. Slowly drag it across, and due to capillary action, it stays. Yeah, and I also have ordered a new glass because the previous glass was completely broken in many, chipped away on the edge. So here I have actually the alarm went off, I think. This probably was for the eBay auction. And my wife asked me why you have the alarm on in the afternoon, and she knows why. Actually, she just asked me to check where I'm betting on. Luckily, she's super supportive of my hobby. Thank you, wife. So yeah, here it is. I am reinstalling the watch hands now. The hour hand goes in, and here I think I've pushed it a little too hard, and that's no good now because it can actually scratch the dial if the watch hand is too close to the dial. So I just lift it off a little bit, so it's now free, and the minute hand goes in, and subsequently the second hand goes in. Now I'm just checking if the keyless work is working fine, and it seems like it's engaging. And I also found out that the movement was sort of rattling a little bit inside the case. So I wanted to make sure that it doesn't move. So I printed out this spacer with a 3D printer, so that once the case back is closed, it's not going to move anymore. And here it is, the final test with the Timegrapher. But daily rate is not so great, 80 seconds too slow, amplitude okay, but bit error is like 4.5 milliseconds, and that is not good. So it's better if it's closer to 0, and I think I might need to adjust the Hairspring Collet for this. And if you see closely, the pallet fork is banked to the right side, not in the middle between those two pins. So I have to actually disassemble the balance in order to adjust the bit error. Modern watches have balance cock with 2 different studs. So in this case, stud A is for regulating time, B is to regulate bit error. But our old 1945 watch does not have stud B. So as you can see, I'm turning the collet on the balance in order to adjust the position of the jewel. And hopefully this adjustment have improved the bit error issue, and we'll see where the pallet fork basically stays at an idle state. So here it is. As you can see now, it's stopping in between 2 pins, and yeah, it's not always in the dead center, but usually it should be in the center if you want to improve the bit error. Let's check. And here it is. I've also adjusted the stud in order to regulate time, and the bit error is a lot lower than before. see is 1.5 milliseconds rather than 4.5. The amplitude has also improved slightly from 200 to 220-ish, which is great. And also the watch flipped, the bit error stays the same, and the daily rate is excellent. So this is now definitely a reliable timekeeping device, and I look forward to wear it. Here is the nylon strap, so-called NATO strap, and boom, it's finished now. I really like the simple design of this watch, and the fact that it was only 10 euros to buy, and also more importantly the fact that I have learned quite a lot about new Mainspring types. I think it was a success. But did you enjoy this restoration video? If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one.